This is Sandstorm.
What's going on YouTube? This your man Trey Vito, back with another Vito verse. It is Cinco de Mayo. How y'all feeling? Hopefully y'all feeling good with the Cinco de Mayo vibes going on. If you're going out tonight, please be safe, man. Just please be safe. You know what I mean? No matter what it is, just be safe. If you're not drinking, if you're not going out to party or something like that and you're out, still be safe because there's other people out, that's been drinking and partying. So, and a lot of people don't drink and drive. So just be mindful and pay attention to the other driver. That's what my grandma used to tell me. So happy May the 4th. Yesterday was May the 4th. I did my little May the 4th video yesterday. Today we're keeping that same energy. Yesterday on that video, I mentioned that I was going to do Mandalorian season 3 as my first review. It's came and went. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a link in the bio to Wingin It podcast. Jay does a fresh take on Sundays at 10 or 11 with Vicky the Fangirl. Those are my peeps. So please go over there. I'm gonna put that link on there. They've actually covered each episode of this season of season 3. So definitely check them out. Show them some love. Definitely check out their other content because also later on Sunday they do the Wingin It podcast. You know what I mean? Henceforth, that's the name. So anyway, yeah, show them some love. If you want to catch that Mandalorian review stuff, go over there to them. They do a wonderful job over there. Jay is very good with his production. I love watching his videos, man. So just check them out. But anyway, today for my first review, since yesterday was May the 4th, Star Wars always drops something. Lucasfilm always drops something on May the 4th. Either they're dropping a new game, a new TV series, a new movie, the prices on merchandise. they drop stuff during that time. So they dropped season 2 of Visions, or Visions 2. So I thought it would be perfect if I do my review on that whole season, which I only watched up until episode 8. So I have one more episode to watch. So I'm not going to comment on that episode. To be honest, I don't think I'll do too much commenting on the episodes, just besides the fact that the art forms, because you have to at least I have to break down the art forms, you know what I mean, and what Visions is. So let's get right into this. So Star Wars Vision is a series, animation series that Lucasfilm and Disney decided to start doing. I think they announced doing that probably back in like I'll say early 2020 or something like that. But the concept is to give us what if this director or creator or writer was able to have some Star Wars property and make a Star Wars anime or whatever cartoon or something like that. How would it look? So I think that was the original I think that was the original intent. But from what I have been noticing before I watched season 2, this is something I noticed. It's less of like, what would they do, if they had this property and stuff like that, and more of how would Star Wars look in this art form. It's an art. The visuals. There's less dialogue. I didn't even realize there wasn't too much dialogue on season 1, and there's less here, on season 2. So I didn't realize that. Henceforth, the name Visions. You know what I mean? It's a visual of, how would Star Wars look in these beautiful animation studios? You know what I'm saying? If this studio did this, or this director and writer did this, how would it look for a Toriyama to which is the creator of Dragon Ball, how would it look for him to make a Star Wars? You know what I mean? What would his Star Wars look like? You know, which he didn't do a Vision episode or anything like that. But it's that's the little mindset. Like, how would that art look? Not necessarily, you know, how would the storyline be? Of course, we know the storyline is going to be dope because these storylines that they have in there are very dope. The concepts are like, oh snap, the twists and plots and all this other stuff. So it's full of substance. But one thing I did realize was they had less words with these stories, and they were able to share the story of what they were trying to do through just the art alone. You know what I mean? And, you know, somewhat of dialogue, but mainly the art alone. You know, that's what attracted us, the vision. So, you know what I'm saying? That's the mindset I had to go into to watch this season 2. So, right off the bat, you know, they started off, which if you don't want any spoilers, because the only thing I'm going to do right now is just give you the name and how the art form was. So if you don't want to know any of that, please click out the video, then come back, comment, join the festivities. I don't want to ruin anything for you guys. So just come back to this video, pause it, come back, and then, you know, we'll go from there. We'll have some fun with you. You know, comment in the comment section. You know what I mean? You know. Anyway, so that first episode, right off bat, man, it's called The Sith. And right off bat, it gave you that water paint 3D look that Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, that Miles Morales movie or whatever. It gives you that vibe, you know what I mean? And they did a very, very good job with it. Storyline, we kind of already had a little idea from the trailer, you know, where the story was gonna, you know, lead to and stuff like that. So, but it still was pretty good. It was still pretty good. A great way to start it off. It wasn't like how they started off season 1, which was like, oh, boom, mind blow. It's just boom, like, oh snap, you know, nice little twist on it. But definitely that first episode was a solid one, and it showed the art. You know, how would it look? How, you know, if this director did it this way, you know, with that art style. So the next one was more like it's more like a storybook look. It's called Seeker's Reach. Episode 2 was Seeker's Reach, and it had like a storybook look to it. I don't really know how to describe this art form, but that it looks like a storybook cartoon. You know what I mean? I've seen cartoons or movies that has this art style, but I just don't know how to describe it. I'm trying to give you an example of what movie that you guys may have seen this art style with, but it besides that, I'll probably figure it out later. But it really gives you a real good visual of how you would read a book back in like your younger days. Like, you're not reading the words at all. Like, you're flipping through the pictures and stuff, and that's what this felt like. It gave you that nostalgia like that. So it was very, very interesting, dope art form, and the concept of the storyline was another banger. It was definitely it was slow. It was less action, more emotion, adventure, and then at the end it was like that nice little twist that season 1 gave you with that episode 1. So less action though from that, but it still gave you that twist, that instant boom, like, oh snap, really? That's what, oh, you know what I mean? So episode 3. Now when you watch the trailer, you hear this voiceover of one of the characters, and it's like this little girl. She's like, "We can beat them." You know, just the way she said that was so cute to me. I was like, "Hey man, I can't wait to see this episode. What's going on?" And honestly, I wasn't disappointed. You know what I mean? It was a very, very fun episode. It did kind of start off with like that gloomy look. You know what I'm saying? Like very polluted. Like the Empire totally messed up their planet. And then, of course, the visuals as they go through their action sequence, and the little girl doing too much. Eventually, of course, everything just got back to normal, and the visual was beautiful. It was like in that. I don't know if you call this a claymation or whatever. I can't describe this, but it's kind of like a claymation. You know what I mean? So that was a pretty dope episode. Episode 4, I'm Your Mother, which is a play off of I'm Your Father, which we thought that's what Darth Vader said to Luke, and he didn't. But it's still pretty funny that that they titled this 4th episode that. So this was definitely that claymation look or whatever, and it's just a fun episode. It had a lot of Easter eggs and just a little fun comedy type of episode. So I laughed and enjoyed that one, man. It definitely was pretty dope. Now, I'm saying season. Episode 5 is called the Journey to the Dark Head. Now, this needs to be its own anime, and I think this was that Chinese anime, which everybody knows that Chinese anime, their production on anime is insane, and that's what this episode was. Like, it was insane, and I've been seeing on the internet people saying like they want more stuff like episode 5. So, man, the visuals was insane. The storyline, definitely interesting concept. You know what I mean? I can see them doing a whole series on this, and even how they ended that episode, man, it was like, y'all can make a series out of this, maybe even a movie. You know what I mean? Next episode called the Spy Dancer. Now, this is another cartoonish. I wouldn't know how to I don't have an example for this one, but it was an interesting art form of like how they made it. You know what I mean? I would definitely have to do my research on what art form is this? Like, where do we see this the most? I guess I can't even give you an example. Like, it's just unique. It was cool. You know what I'm saying? I really enjoyed the storyline, though. The way the story was, it gave you that, and Andor series, Rogue One type feel. So it gives you that. So it was definitely a good concept. I can see that being a possible just one-off series or something like that. Of course, these episodes are not meant to be series and stuff like that, but I can see it being something. You know what I mean? Very, very dope concept. Art form, you know what I mean? But, overall, that was a good episode. Episode 7, it's the Bandit of something. I don't know how to say that word. But anyway, it was in that Clone Wars 3D style, or just 3D style in general. I think. I think it's that clone. To me, it kind of looked like the Clone Wars. You know what I mean? Or if it's not Clone Wars, it was probably like what's a good Bad Batch, maybe, like that little feel or whatever. So it was definitely a good episode too. Very interesting. It actually had like a Indian type of undertone. You know what I mean? Like it reminded me of Bollywood type stuff if they were to be doing that. I don't know if they actually have cartoons like that. So if this is something that they do have, I'll definitely be interested in watching like some Indian cartoons. I know I watch some Bollywood movies and Indian movies and stuff, and I really enjoy them. So I know they can come with some good storylines. So I would definitely love to see more animation like that. You know what I mean? It definitely had a nice little concept to it. Storyline, very Star Wars Fallen Order-esque. You know what I mean? So definitely, or not even that. Actually, it had like the Obi-Wan feel to it. You know how the Obi-Wan series was. So that was pretty dope. The next one was The Pit. Now this one was in the animation style again. The art form, of course, like it's to like anime. I say animation, anime form. The art form, I'll say the closest. Oh man, the closest to this anime style will probably be, let me say Titan. Maybe, no, not Titan, not Titan. Uh, yeah, let's just go with Attack on Titan. It kind of had that feel to it, or the animation, but the feel of it, it definitely gave you this uh, Prince of Egypt type oppression feel. You know what I'm saying? As far as the storyline, you know what I mean? Or better yet, if you watch Shazam, or not Shazam, I'm tripping. Black Adam, uh, the opening scene to that, or when they're in their little oppressed state or whatever in that country or whatever, it gives you that little feel. So technically, yeah, that Moses feel. But definitely, it was definitely a beautiful episode as well. I enjoyed it. The concept, of course, same thing. I just want to give away what this stuff is about, man. I want to talk about it, but I know I want to keep this a little shorter. So definitely though, it's definitely good. Definitely great series. Again, I did not watch episode 9 yet, so I gotta go watch that here in a minute. So I can't give you anything on episode 9, but for the 8 episodes that I watched, which I'm almost done, just gotta watch episode 9. Man, this is definitely hitting those notes of art. You know what I mean? It's giving us what would it look like if this artist or this writer, if they made a Star Wars content. You know what I mean? It's not meant to mirror any of our Skywalker saga stuff. You know what I mean? It has nothing to do with those. This is just giving us the galaxy is big, and there's other stories besides the Skywalkers. You know what I'm saying? There's other Sith Lords and all these other and Jedi and Gray Jedi and Force sensitive people and people affected by the Empire. You know what I mean? So it's a galaxy. Think about what a galaxy is. You know what I mean? It's a cluster of stars. So, with that being said, guys, man, if you haven't already, go check that out. It is on Disney Plus. Again, it's a great series. Interesting concept. I would love to see more Visions seasons and stuff. I just love these one-offs, but at the same time, I hate them because these episodes are just, they're good, man. I just really want more. So tell me what you think down in the comments section as far as Star Wars and what they're doing to re-engage us as fans. Let me know down in the comments section. Is moves like making Visions and Mandalorian and Bad Batch, are these good moves for us? Because a lot of us feel let down with the sequel trilogies. Some people actually enjoyed it. You know what I mean? I have a quote that I always say. Each trilogy that comes out is meant for that generation that it comes out during. So that trilogy is actually meant for the generation now. My trilogy is the prequel trilogy. You know what I mean? But, to each his own. I understand it. I enjoyed it for what it was. But at the same time, there was some things that I was like, eh. So, do you think Star Wars is in the right direction as of right now? A lot of us are saying Kathleen Kennedy needs to get up out of there. She is ruining a lot of things. It's to the point where people are even nitpicking just anything she says, like any slight thing that she says, like, you better not say nothing wrong. You know what I mean? So let me know down in the comment section what you think. Also, too, I would just like to give a special shout out to y'all subscribers again. I really love y'all. I really appreciate the support. Catch me tomorrow on the Sandstorm show, our Stormcast. We're going to be covering Star Wars games in general. What was the best ones, what we liked, what we would like to see them remake, all this other stuff. So, come over there, 9 o'clock, live stream, Sandstorm show. And you can catch Sandstorm also on the Winging It podcast on Sundays at 7 p.m. So without further ado, guys, I got to get up out of here. Thank you guys for stopping by. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Be safe. I love all of y'all. Peace.